First race on ITV is the 1:15 at Newbury, and the market leader, and rightly so, is the Venetia Williams-trained Gamarette. Now, sporting the silks of more synonymous with flat racing, he's done very little wrong in his 3 starts so far, but considering that he's returning from nearly a year on the sidelines, makes his chase debut today, I wouldn't be surprised if he won. But you couldn't be overly confident either. So, instead, I'm going to side with course and distance winner, not available. 7-year-old has a great course record, way below its last winning mark. Double figure odds, I'll take a slice of that each way in the 1:15. Now, the first of 2 races at Warwick comes in the 1:35 that are live on ITV. And I'm hoping that young rider Elizabeth Gale can add to her riding success with Langley 100. The horse has won its last 2 races with relative ease. And despite the rise in weight, I'm hoping that can be negated by the rider's £10 claim. Currently hovering around the 92 5-1 mark in terms of odds. So, although it's a bit boring, I'm going to take perhaps the more sensible route. And each way bet to nothing seems the sensible option. So that's Langley 100 each way in the 1:35. We go back to Newbury for a really competitive looking hurdle race in the 1:50, where I'm actually going to side with 2 different horses. Firstly, the favourite Picar did well when winning last time out. Hasn't been completely ruined by the handicapper for that, and looks a horse on the up. And the other one at a much bigger price is one of the rank outsiders in the field. Now, Paul Nicholls has his horses going relatively well at the moment, and at 33-1, I just think Silent Revolution looks a massive price. It wasn't seen to best effect when going chasing last time, so a return to hurdles should be a decent move by Connections. Previous course winner, should strip fit for his last effort, and could do a far better job than his price suggests. Those are my 2 for the 1:50. Now, we head back to Warwick. It's the 2:10, and we're going to see some old guards that are set to line up in this very competitive, or open, should I say, looking veterans chase. Current favourite, Midnight Moss, holds a solid chance after claiming the runners-up spot last time out. But I'm siding with a horse who takes a massive drop in class. Now, Gwensley Burbas is far from prolific and hasn't won in over a year. But in his last 5 starts, he's competed and done well as well in both Class 2 handicaps and even a listed race. This is a race that is far below that. He's well below his last winning mark, and a race like this looks well within his grasps if he can still remember how to finish with his head in front. Gwensley Burbas to take the veterans at Warwick. Back to Newbury is the 2:25, and Lasker Lynn won impressively on seasonal reappearance, but this looks a totally different ballgame in terms of the level of opposition. Although improvement is likely, I've hopefully spotted an each-way selection that's worth siding with here. Under supervision is held in really high regard by the Twiston Davies team and finished a very, very credible 3rd in a Grade 3 race most recently. He'll come on for that performance. Return to handicap company could work out well, and especially off a mark that's not much higher than when last successful. One for me is under supervision in the 2:25. Our one and only race on the all-weather today that comes from Lingfield on ITV, sees me siding with the current market leader. Now, although the recent news coming out of Team Johnston's yard about the change in name that's going to be on the door very shortly, and despite the fact that the yard have 33% of the runners in this race, it's actually William Haggis's Morgan Ferry that should take all the beating. Some serious form, especially when 3rd at Kempton 2 starts back. That should be enough if it can repeat that sort of performance that convinces me she's more than capable of winning this one. The big race of the day is the Chatlow Novices Hurdle. It's a Grade 1 contest, and let's be honest, There's a plethora of horses here with serious potential on show. Could be absolutely anything. Obviously, we've got the Irish Raider, Joyo Machan, has a solid chance, as does both the unbeaten Crambo and Dan Skelton's Vicky Vale. I could try and be clever, look for an alternative angle, an alternative selection at a big price, but let's be honest, Hermes Allen is one of the most impressive youngsters in training at the moment, has already claimed a very convincing Grade 2 success. The obvious choice for a reason. I know you're not going to win a fortune, but Hermes Allen, by far the one to beat in the Challow. It's the 5th and final race from Newbury on ITV. It's also the final race on ITV this Saturday. And I'm going to go with Fergal O'Brien's Nothing to Ask. He aims to make it a hat-trick of wins this season, and despite being raised another £8 for his last success, I don't think he'll be far away. He's got some solid form in the book, with a convincing win over Fernhill. Now, that horse put today's rival Surrey Quest in his place previously. In all honesty, it's a tough race. It's going to be a tentative selection. But, gun to my head, if I had to, Nothing to Ask. A tentative each way bet in the lucky last on ITV. 3.35 at Newbury.